Welcome at Surf Center. Today we are here with JORDY VONK and he will explain you everything about this new 2023 Falcon. Hello JORDY, can you tell me something about this new board?
Hello, yes sure. We have the new Fanatic Falcon here. It's a dedicated slalom board. So for me to try and win competitions and for the normal people, well, either do national competitions or be as fast as possible at their home lakes. This is kind of the most high-end, fastest board we have in the range.
The boards this year were already quite successful. You won the IFCA and Marion won the PWA. Did you change something this year?
Yeah, we did. We have 7 sizes in the range, from which 2 changed this time. We are not always changing all the sizes. It's first of all a lot of work, and sometimes you should never change a winning team. But in this case, we updated the medium and the small slalom board, which the bigger guys, I would say, are using. So the 115 got the 116 and the 97 got the 99.
What are the biggest differences compared to last year?
Well, we have the 116 here, so let's first talk about the medium slalom board. It actually stayed the same in dimensions, so it's still 230 long, it's still 71.5 centimeter wide. Bottom shape stayed exactly the same. What changed is what we find here on top of the board, which is basically a little bit more volume. It has thicker rails on this side of the board and it goes towards the back, so below the feet you have a little bit more power, I would say, and this goes along the whole rail of the board. And to compensate the power, so to still have as much as control as we had on the 116, we have a touch deeper recess.
Okay, and how do you feel these changes when you are riding on the board?
The goal of the 115, because it was an incredibly fast board, I would say, the speed was never the problem, the jibing was never the problem. What me and some other guys were missing is the consistent trim on the rail. So what we wanted to achieve is to have, basically make the board sit on the rail a little bit more instead of just hovering over the water. And I think with the increased volume under the feet, it really feels like you can push the board a little bit different and better compared to the 115. But in the meantime, with the lowered recess, we didn't give up on anything of the control. You know, it really stayed the same.
Now we mainly talked about the shape of the board. Did anything change about the bottom?
Well, nothing changed on the bottom, but we can show it anyway. Beside the pretty cool, fancy grey look on the bottom, you know, we have the cutouts here, which is an incredible sensitive part of the board. Obviously, we tried to make them a bit bigger, see what was happening, because we thought the board would get even faster with a bit bigger cutouts. Turns out it was not like this. We really tried to take away by like 2-3 millimeters, and it was already having a huge effect on the board. The cutouts took a long time to develop, and it's super sensitive. Therefore, we really, in the end, we stayed the same. We tried stuff, increased this, tried different depth, but as they are now, as they were before, they are simply the best. It's the best balance we can find in trim, in speed, in jibing, in everything.
Well, this was the medium board. Do you also have something to tell about the smaller size?
Yes, as I said, the small size changed as well. So let's get the medium out of the way and grab the small one.
Okay, are the changes in this board different compared to the changes you made on the medium board?
Yes, I mean, like, let's divide the boards in 3 boards, in light, medium and strong winds. Every board has a different need, so this is really a different shape, I would say, compared to the medium board. What has changed compared to last year is that, you can hear it a little bit in the sizing, maybe it went from a 97 to a 99. It got a touch bigger, which was mainly the width of the board. Last year we had a 62 centimeter board, this year we have a 63 centimeter board, and that's the main big difference of the boards.
Do these changes also have to do with the changes to the more foiling oriented?
A little bit,
racing?
yes and no maybe, because in the current PWA rules we are allowed to register 3 boards.
Yes.
And as it's combined with the foiling, it looks like 2 of them will be foil boards and 1 of them will be a fin board. And obviously you have to close the gap between that smaller foil board and the slalom board.
Yeah.
That's why we made the board a touch bigger, so it fits a 6.8 or 7.0 even better. So you can go in maybe a touch lighter winds with the small board. Also from the sails, the sizing changed compared to the years before. Before we had 5.5, 6.2, 7.0, and now we are having 5.8, 6.8.
Yeah.
And we just felt like this board, this size, fits better to those kind of sail sizes.
So you use the 5.8 and the 6.8 on this board, but what can people use on this board?
Yeah, I'm also, for the Defi wind, for example, I would ride this board on with a 5.0 as well. So it's not that it doesn't work with such a small sail anymore, because actually the width of the board, especially when it's flat water, it gives a lot of control as well. So even though the board got bigger, it still has a lot of control and a lot of high end. So I use it with 5.0 sometimes, but mainly with 5.8 and with 6.8.
Is there anything more you would like to tell about this board?
No, I mean, first of all, I'm super convinced that it's another step up. You know, the 115 I think stayed the same for 3 years, so it's because the board was simply really good, and it was a nice process in Tenerife with Danny Eberly, the shaper, Pierre Mortefon, going in and out the workshop 10 times to work on the board, and we're super happy about the result.
Okay, great. If you have more questions about this board, don't hesitate to ask your questions in the chat. Thank you, Jordy, for being here and explaining all about the board.
No worries. Happy to be here.